Hi guys! So I thought I would talk about my tattoos in this one because I had to separate them. My piercings, I'm sorry it took so long if you happen to watch that one. But my tattoos are a lot of them in themselves, so I hope I can show you guys efficiently and kind of talk about it. But my back, there's a lot. I will say originally I had 4 on my back, all spaced out, butterflies. I got that when I was 18. I got really ripped off. They told me it would be about $300. They charged me $600 total. And I went in so many times. Like, they would say they were going to finish them up, and the one day I went in and I thought I was going to be all done. That's what we were discussing. And they ended up outlining one of them in black more. And that was all. That's all they did. I paid $150 or something for them to outline them, and I wasn't done. I had to come in again. And that's a lot of healing to do. So, I would recommend, if you're 18, just try to find somebody you know that you trust. If not, really search around. Like, I grew up in a small town. We had 2 tattoo artists, which most people think is impressive for our small town, so that's saying something. One was really booked up. He was really popular. My friend did go to him and got a staph infection, but, you know, that could be a fluke. But I mean, the fact that, it's not a super safe business. It's kind of like going in for surgery. I mean, that's necessary. This isn't. So you have to be sure you really want this. You really want any of the effects that could come with it. Be safe. That's my little spiel. So, just be careful, because people will take you for all the money you have because they can. And that doesn't matter if they're a tattoo artist, a piercer, salesperson. I mean, you will find that anywhere. You will find that from Bloomingdale's to the tattoo shop down the street. I mean, just be really careful and be smart and look up what you want. Kind of look up pricing. It's hard because, yeah, when you look up pricing on Google for piercings, tattoos, it's kind of like they basically say, oh, it depends. And it's like, no, I really want to know kind of what that will cost, because otherwise you could get ripped off. So the 4 I got on my back first are butterflies. Then I got 9 on my back a year later. Butterflies and 2 dragonflies, I believe. And then about a year and a half later, I got 2 butterflies and a butterfly and a dragonfly on my back then. So I will show you then those, and later I will just show you, because it's on my back, so I feel like I should at least include it. And later on I got my middle name, which was my grandmother's name. It's Viria, tattooed on my back. Viria, that's how you say it. Not Varia, or, I've heard so many weird stuff. Viria. It's really rare name, so that's why I particularly loved it. So, okay. Okay. It's hard because I can't see. That's Viria. And then, oh no! This is gonna be really hard for me. Okay, that's my back. So these are the last 2 I got. This is, if you want to know kind of like what hurt the most, it would be this one. It was the very first one I got, and it's particularly because it's on the fatty area of my back. This one, it started to hurt really right here where it's on the fat part too. And this one burned. Like, yeah. Anything on fat, like, as much as they said bone would hurt, I felt like fat hurt a lot. Okay, and Viria, that one I got with, two other ones. I got it with my arm. Okay, I might have to move the camera for this. That is my arm. It's a wing. I plan on getting the other one on the other hand so that when you link them together, they will be two wings. So the inside will be on the inside of that one. So I got that, and then the very, very last one that I have so far is this one. And it's my stomach tattoo. It says Foco Nalvene. I probably don't pronounce that very correctly. And it means fire in the veins in Italian. This bird turned out amazing. I wanted to have two sparrows linking the phrase, but I didn't want, this is the traditional bird, like how you would normally see them flying, and I didn't want just that. So I got this one to symbolize kind of it swooping up in the air and coming down, and I really love that bird. Like, it's my original creative bird. And then this one, I don't know if you can see very well. Here. You see how blue that wing is? And how not blue this wing is? It got infected. This is the last tattoo I've gotten so far. And it got infected. It hurt. It hurt and it pussed. And right now it looks like a splotchy blue. It's got like blue spots. And it looks like the blue sunk into my pores. And it hurt. I took like antibiotics to get rid of the infection. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really, really insulted because my tattoo artist was basically acting like I did something wrong. Okay, if you have a lot of tattoos and you've never had a problem and you take care of your tattoos, if some tattoo artist tells you that you did something wrong, it doesn't go over well. Like, I realize infections happen, but don't tell me I did something wrong if you know I've taken care of my tattoos in the past. Like, it's not like all of a sudden I'm like, well, I don't feel like taking care of this one. Like, it really upset me. And I had the whole tattoo done at the same time. Like, the outline obviously was separate, but the coloring, so the fact that that bird, he literally was like, let me see that other bird. And I lifted up the flap and he saw it and he's like, perfect, pristine, it looks amazing. And I'm like, yeah, it looks good. But this one doesn't. Like, the blue one was, oh, it hurt. It was like my skin just refused to heal, like, without antibiotics. It really bothered me. I mean, obviously, you know, you pay the money for it, but it was creepy to me. I hate being sick. I hate not being perfectly 100% well. And I wasn't. I was so gross. You don't want to infect a tattoo. If you can do anything to prevent it, you can, but there's only so much you can do. And I'm sad to say, like, he used a piercing needle that I didn't see come out of the package. They always say watch to make sure they take it out of the package right away. I didn't do that. I don't know if it was a brand new needle. It might not have been. I kind of think it wasn't. But he like was doing it and it hurt more than usual. And he was like, I'm gonna go find another needle. And he's like, I just want a sharper gauge because, you know, it'll make the color just pop so much more. And I was like, you know, oh, okay, you know, whatever. Ow, I'm in pain. Do whatever you want kind of thing. And after he got that new needle is when he did the other wings. He did the outline. And it looks really good there. So I kind of think that the older needle was possibly, um, one that was older, and maybe he didn't try a new one, so that's why I might have been infected. Could be. It could be that it was something else, but that seems like a likely cause because it's where he used that needle that it got infected. And I was just really, really offended because I went to him plenty of times, and it was really offensive to me that somebody would sit there and kind of say like I didn't do a good job when it was like I've taken care of my tattoos always the same way, you know. I've never had a problem. So it was, I had one problem with my first ones. One scabbed up a little worse because I wasn't putting enough lotion. You know, at first you just don't know how much to use. And that was my fault. But it did fade in certain spots a little bit because it scabbed up. But I mean, it's nothing terrible. You learn and you live and you learn. So I learned from that, and that was the first tattoo I got ever. Actually, that was the first outline of the first very painful tattoo I got. I would just say know that you can trust somebody and go in there fully trusting them, fully putting yourself in their care, and they can just do what they want. It's not always the best business. I mean, it's not a terrible, like, they're not all, like, you know, not all tattoo artists are these drug-dealing, hopped-up things that they show, like, on TV, but they're out there. And you know what? There's some that might not be terrible, but they're still out to make a profit, and they might not always treat you with the best consent. I feel like now when I go into a tattoo shop, I can tell a difference. Like when I start talking to them, they'll kind of just talk to me normal, and when I show them my back, it's like I gain respect because I've obviously been through the process. And they realize that maybe I can't be taken advantage of. And I'm not gonna lie, like, that's a terrible thing. But I'm not saying you should put, like, fake tattoos on when you go in. But, you know, just be aware that there's really good tattoo artists. They're professional, they treat you with respect, they take your cares and considerations into, like, whatever they're doing. They will draw you something amazing for you and not them. And then there's tattoo artists that won't do the same thing. So just remember that and be aware that not everybody's out there for you, unfortunately. So yeah, I will talk really briefly about the tattoos I want. I want to get my wing. This one. It's hard to show like in the camera this way. It's meant to be so that when I put my wrists together like this, but on the opposite side, I see two wings joined together, and it's just kind of symbolic, but nothing super symbolic. Like, this is my freedom of angels from the earth. Nothing too much. I would love to I want to get my bird touched up real quick. I'll say that the blue is just, it's kind of cool that it's spotty, but at the same time, the green one isn't like that, so it's like, if they both got infected, I'd be like, whatever, it looks cool, it's different. No, it doesn't look cool. It's the blue one alone that looks spotty and weird compared to all the other vivid tattoos. I want a charm ankle bracelet on my ankle. For each charm represents a place that I visited. Since I've only been to Florida and Hawaii so far, I don't really want one until I've been more places. But I plan on doing something unique for each place I visit. So Florida, I'm going to get like a little mouse, you know, the little mouse ear caps. So it'll be like a cap with mouse ears on top, and that's going to be the charm. Hawaii will be a hibiscus flower probably, or Palmaria. That's a really popular flower there. But I feel like hibiscus, people will look at that and be like, oh, you went to Hawaii. Like, I feel like people will recognize that better. I plan on going to Greece and Italy in a year and a half about. For Greece, I would love to have like a Greek coin, like an actual, like, looks like Pluto, or they're not actually on a Greek coin. Nero was Rome, so I'm kind of like, eh. For Rome, I'm not sure exactly what I want. Sorry. Every time I do facial expressions, it hurts my piercings. Like that one. I tried to do the sideways face and it hooked on a tooth. Ow. I don't know what I want for Greece. I actually had an idea and then I kind of didn't know. I'd love to do a Greek statue, but like on a little anklet that's like, it's supposed to be about an inch, maybe that big. That might be a bit much, so I'm trying to think of an actually good thing. All I could think of like was gelato. That's not what I want. I want to go to, I might be going to the Caribbean this spring break, which would be, I have to think of something Caribbean. I actually think that might be more something like I'll decide when I get down there. So I'm like, a parrot. I thought of that and now I'm like, I don't know if there's actually real parrots down there or if it's just like a tourist thing, like in the zoos or like those people that have them for pictures. So I just don't know and I want to make sure. And a monkey, I was thinking otherwise, and I wasn't sure if that was original either. Australia, I want a boomerang when I go there. Britain, I want like a tipping teacup so that it looks like a teacup with a saucer and the tea is pouring out of the teacup. France, I want the Eiffel Tower. I didn't know what else to get for France. I love it too much, almost. Either that or I would get like the Moulin Rouge windmill, and I just thought the Eiffel Tower would be easier for people to focus on. Irish, I wanted a four-leaf clover. Ireland, when I go there. There's so many places I want to go. Germany, I was thinking of going there, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. The two things I think of when I think of Germany: beer, a beer mug, a big beer mug, with frothy beer, which is probably what I would get if I couldn't think of anything better, or the swastika, which I would never get. But I'm just saying, that's what I think of when I think of Germany. So, yeah, no, that's... Sweden, what would I get? Like a little clock face? Swedish timepieces. I don't know. But I'm still thinking about those few things. But, you know, I figure if I went there, I could really embrace the culture. Like palmerias, I never knew that about Hawaii, that palmerias were so popular. And it's a very fragrant, beautiful flower. Like, my friend got married there, and she was told basically if she wants palmerias in her wedding, to, like, right before she got there, stop at a random tree, because there's tons of them, billions of them, God, I don't know how many, and pluck them off of them and add them to her bouquet the day of the wedding, because they would wilt. They're a very quick wilting flower out of the tree, or out of their natural source. And, she didn't end up doing that, but I'm just saying, like, I would have never known about palmerias if I hadn't been there. So I feel like some of these countries, I will go there and I'll think I want this, and I'll go there and be like, you know what, this is more their culture than anything else. Like Russia, what would I get? All I can think of is vodka. Not gonna lie. So, or the little fuzzy pill hats. Okay, yeah, that's it. So this has been long enough about me talking about tattoos. You could exit out anytime if you haven't. Just go. Alright, I will talk to you guys later. I'm sorry I yabbered tonight. It's one of those nights that I feel like yammering. Bye.